Okay, I'm gonna pick on Andy again. Andy, Amy, Amos and Andy, right? If you're gonna feed, you might as well feed the whole gallon.
No, it spoils too fast.
Okay, do you put Honey Bee Healthy in it? Okay, I rest my case.
Does Honey Bee Healthy act as a preservative?
Yes.
How do you know that it's spoiled? Does it smell bad?
No, they're little black flecks of flotsam and jetsam floating around in the sugar water.
You can see the mold.
That means, okay.
Yeah. The cider vinegar, we like that. The cider vinegar we put in there, and they seem to like that, and it seems to stave off the mold a little bit.
It did seem to help.
It depends on the ambient temperature at night, the daytime temperature, the moisture content, and anything else that that famous Merlin can come up with. For it varies on your application.
This was a swarm hive.
Light, heavy. You picked it up, so it must be. Yeah.
We're willing to send me a couple of just basic photos, and I'll send
Okay.
them on to the magazine.
That one's showing up
Thank
light.
you very much, and that's just my name backwards.
This was
near
just
here.
put on so they could put the sugar syrup in.
Make sure I have your
Yep.
name so you get credit.
Oh, sure.
One of the people, his name is Chuck Merrick. Merrick,
Yep.
are you here?
No. I know his name.
He made up a gallon of it for $5. It was in someone's recipe. Whoever made the recipe and put it on the web. And that versus a 23-ounce bottle. A 16-ounce bottle that cost $23 from Brushy.
I told my husband I wanted to buy Domino stocks.
Amy, what's the queen situation on this one?
Well, we're going to find out.
This is when we had
2 weeks ago, we put in a frame that had maybe some eggs, but definitely some very young larvae.
in hopes that they would
I
build
hope that they would do.
Okay, what do the hives build a queen using?
eggs.
Thank
Eggs
you.
are very young larvae.
No, just eggs. Less than 3 days old is preferable. If you go to talk to Kara, she's going to say she loves to find a 1-day-old egg.
Yeah, good luck.
Pardon me?
Good luck.
When you've been doing it as long as she has, she is probably watching
Karen
the queen.
is amazing. She can,
She's probably watching the queen lay the egg, and she goes in with her quill and pulls it out.
Which is good. That's good queens.
Of course, there's always a chance that we missed eggs last time. You know? We missed seeing the queen last time. So in 2 weeks, maybe she...
Jamie has a wonderful story on time. Where's Jamie?
What?
Tell us your story about time, 28 days.
Oh, I had a hive that swarmed on the 14th of July, and I went in 10 days later, Pete and I went in 10 days later and found, we stopped counting after 20 queen cells. Wow. Figured they're going to get it organized, right? So I gave them another 10 days, and I went and looked and saw nothing, just empty frames. And when they swarmed, she left behind huge amounts of brood and larvae in different stages. So the hive was pretty well set up before they left. And so now we're to 20 days, and I called Pete about 2 days after that. We went in again. Pete looked, because I can't see.
I spent,
for
an hour looking at frames.
Right.
I couldn't find an egg.
Didn't find one. So that was like on a Thursday. So I called Kara and I said, oh, I'm really in trouble here. Can I get a queen? And she said, yeah, but I can't get it to you till Monday. She was up at the conference. So I said, oh, that's all right. That's all right. So in the meantime, I was talking to Dave, and Dave says, oh, I think you got a queen in there. I said, well, Pete looked, I looked. I don't think so, Dave. He said, I'll come down Monday and look before you get that queen. So Dave came down, and we popped the top, pulled out a frame. He goes like this, and he said, close it up. We had a frame full of eggs. 28 days it took for that queen to go out and come back and get organized.
So that's my new standard of the interruption in a hive.
I was
This is the frame we put in.
amazed at how long it took.
I had one last year. I introduced finally a new queen.
So you put in that frame that had an egg or larva.
She'd already
Well,
come back.
we can't see it.
She's already gone.
Right.
So we just went with very young larvae, but
Right.
Pete said that's not going to work. So
Amazing.
this is the frame that we put in.
Right.
Oh, people tell me that 2 weeks ago. It's not true.
Oh, it is true because this,
The
they said,
sound when they're queenless. Is that what you're talking about?
well, and they act different. They do act differently. And this
They're lethargic too.
Yeah, well, and they were jiggy. I mean, you know, it's like they're not.
Anyone remember Rick's lecture on where to look for eggs?
In the middle.
In the middle to the top.
If they're on the sides, it's bad.
Why?
They need to be on the center of the bottom.
Why?
Because if they're laying on the sides, it's workers that are trying to become queens or something, or some other
No.
kind of bee that's
No.
trying to become a queen.
No, that is that answer is the answer to my question of what do you see when you see eggs gluing it onto the side of the cell?
Right.
That was that answer.
Right.
My question was, does anyone remember what Rick said about generally when you're looking for eggs, where do you look?
Oh,
One of the things I remember him saying is near the youngest C-shaped larva you can find.
There's no young C-shaped larvae.
So when I go behind her shoulder real quickly, that's what I'm looking for. Any little, even a quarter-sized patch of C-shaped larva. I don't know whether she's attracted to the fact that they've germinated, pupated from eggs to larva.
So at this point, you're looking to see for queen cells, Amy?
Well, I was hoping to see if they had made a queen, so yeah, we would see a supersedure cell
Yeah.
somewhere.
that was 2 weeks ago that you moved it over? Yeah.
So there's not much capping going on there, right?
There's nothing.
That's of note because there's nobody laying.
There's nobody there. And there's also, I don't think there's a delayed worker either.
But just think for a minute what we went through with what Jamie said. You move a frame with eggs over, and if the brain trust. Now, I haven't talked much about brain trust, but I've come to the conclusion that there's a brain trust in every hive. And if you think the queen's involved in any of the hive decisions, you're wrong. It's the brain trust that decides when we're going to split and, swarm or what we're going to do. And the brain trust would be telling the worker bees, if in fact they are not the brain trust, to get a cell over that egg. I don't think they physically move the egg from the cell it's in to the peanut. I think they construct the peanut over it and immediately drive the royal jelly to that egg and bring it full term to the capping stage. And knowing them and how they will never do one, they always do a redundant operation of many, like we found. We give up 20 queen cells when we were going through Jamie. They were scattered everywhere, not just on one frame.
So they can try and get
Well, because the drones can't get in, but you have bees that are between them and both.
There you go.
They're quite strong.
It's only the drones.
Isn't it amazing?
I've been sitting and watching, and I don't see any worker bees.
Well, the bees. No, they steal it. They go in and steal it.
All I'm seeing is the older date of cap brood in here.